write to you because I have nowhere else to go. If I were to tell anyone else the story, I'd probably be arrested and sent to a mental facility of some kind. I'm worried and I need your help. I got home from work at about 6 in the evening yesterday. I work at a local fast food place, which isn't great for a 23-year-old with a college degree. The front door squeaked, opened as I stepped inside. "Brian, I'm home," I called out, shutting the door behind me. Brian is my 27-year-old brother. He's been letting me live at his house for the past year now. It started off as charity at first, of course, but I now pay him a set fee every month. Plus, I do almost all of the housework. I think it's a fair deal, if you ask me. "Hey Chris," he called out, seemingly from the kitchen. "I left your mail on the couch." I frowned. Mail? It's Sunday. Had you forgotten to check the mailbox yesterday? My feet carried me to the couch in the living room, where a single envelope sat unopened on the back letter. I eyed the mail as I set down my backpack and wallet, heading into the kitchen. Brian sat at the kitchen table, browsing the internet on his laptop. A steaming cup of coffee sat on his right side. "How was work?" he asked, tapping a sip from his mug. "As great as it always is, I guess," I replied, opening the refrigerator and taking out a can of beer. "You can always quit, you know," Brian said, not looking over at me. "You would just have to move out the streets, that's all." I scoffed, shutting the fridge door. "Yeah, sure. Then I start packing." Brian sighed, shutting off his laptop. "You've cut the grass, you know." I nodded. Yeah, I know. I have off tomorrow. I'll get it done." Brian nodded, sipping his coffee as I headed back out into the living room. He was starting to sound like our father. I plopped myself down into the back couch in the living room and turned on the television. I remembered the envelope as I set the beer down on the coffee table. The envelope felt light in my hands. Somehow there is no return address, nor was there any actual information on the envelope's face. The only written on paper envelope was my full name. How could it have been delivered without an address? I opened the envelope, dumping its contents into the coffee table. A thick piece of paper fell out, smacking against the table. It appeared to be a card of some kind. The seal closed off the long edge of the card. €10, was written out in bold black letters on the front of the card. I picked up a second sheet of paper, unfolding it, and beginning to read. "Good evening, Christopher. You have been invited to participate in a game of escalations. Should you choose to participate, remove the seal from the card and begin the game. Removing the seal forfeits your right to stop the game. The only way to exit, then, is by completion of the game. Good luck." I stared at the paper for a short while. I never heard of this game before. For all I knew, it would have been some promotion for a new business in town. Hell, it looked like there was money involved. Why not write? I lifted the card, staring at the writing on the front. My index finger slipped into the opening, ripping open the seal that held the card shut. I lifted the flap and read the message inside. "Step outside." I frowned, looking to my front door. I didn't understand. Why was I stepping outside? What did I have to do? I pushed myself from the couch, nodding to Brian as I passed him. My hand reached for the lock as on the front door, turning it and pulling the door open. I stepped out into the evening light. My eyes scanned the street, half expecting to find a mysterious stranger ready to continue my quest. Nobody was there. I stepped out into my driveway, looking both ways down the street. I looked back to the card, the words still confusing me. What the hell was I supposed to do now? I mumbled to myself, pissed off by the minor inconvenience. For whatever reason, I stepped back inside, shutting the front door behind me. "Where did you go?" Brian called out. "Don't worry about it," I said, crumbling the card in my hands. "Whatever, man," he said. "Is Lauren still coming over later?" Lauren is my girlfriend of 5 years. We started taking senior year of high school, and it was the best decision I ever made. I grunted, walking back down towards the couch. "Yeah, that's what she told me at least," I said, trailing off as I entered the living room. A green piece of paper was now sitting on the coffee table. I stared at the $10 bill for a few silent moments. Did I put it there? No, I don't think I did. I picked up the money, looking over the bill. It definitely looked real. I reached for my wallet, opening it and setting the bill inside. A new addition to my wallet caught my attention. A folded card now sitting in between the bills. The card, when unfolded, read €50, dipped across its face. I stammered, confused. "Brian," I called out, turning towards the kitchen. "Are you fucking with me?" There was a moment of hesitation before he replied, "What?" I didn't respond. My finger slipped into the card, pulling over the flap. "Pet the neighbor's dog." I smiled. Was this some sort of scavenger hunt? Maybe Lauren set this up. How cute, right? I pushed myself to my feet, slipping my wallet in my pocket. "I'm going to head out for a while," I said, making my way to the front door. I didn't bother waiting for a response. I stepped out into my front yard, looking towards my neighbor's house. Fortunately, only one of my direct neighbors had a dog, so I wouldn't need to worry about figuring out which one Lauren had meant. I walked along the side of our houses, moving towards the backyard, reaching the neighbor's fence. I quickly noticed that the dog was outside, sprawled out onto the porch. My neighbors shouldn't care if I pet their dog, right? I walked towards the gate and fence and unlatched it, pushing my way into their backyard. The dog perked its head up, eventually recognizing me. The dog liked me, thankfully. The dog stood, strolling towards me. I dropped to my knees, taking the dog head into my hands. I pet the dog, labored licking my hands. As I stretched the dog behind the ears, a folded up card fell from the dog collar. I stopped petting the dog, picking up the card before the dog could take it, and folding the paper. I could make out the corner of a $50 bill poking out from within the card. The front of this card said $100. That was Lauren's plan with all this. I opened the card, sliding the money out of the way. The words inside caused me to gasp. Steal a chocolate bar from the local convenience store. Now, I hadn't stolen anything from anyone since I was just a kid. Even then, I was still only a drink from store. Now, as an adult, I didn't want to get myself into any trouble. I couldn't help but let my curiosity take over, though. I needed to keep going. I mean, it was $100. How could I turn that down? I said goodbye to the neighbor's dog and began the 10-minute walk to the convenience store. The roads were quiet tonight. For whatever reason, I enjoyed the peace. I pushed over the doors to the convenience store. A cool blast of air hit my face, stepped inside. The smell of microwaved hot dogs entering my nostrils. A teenage girl sat behind the counter on her phone, not seeming to care that I just walked inside. Adrenaline had started to pump through me then. Hi there, stranger. Alien here. Thank you so much for listening to my first try at narrating this story. More parts will be coming soon.